Supporters of President Donald Trump are set to rally in Washington, D.C. to back his unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud in the U.S. election. Far-right and anti-government groups, including the Proud Boys, Oath-Keepers and Canon, have indicated they will attend amid heightened tensions over the 3rd November election result. Mr. Trump drove past in a motorcade before the official start. The rally is expected to be met by counter-protest. Joe Biden won the 3rd November election. On Saturday, he solidified his victory with a projected win in the state of Georgia, making him the first Democratic candidate to take the state since 1992. He now has 306 votes in the Electoral College, the system the US uses to choose its president, which far exceeds the 270 threshold to win. However, Mr. Trump has so far refused to concede. He has launched a flurry of legal challenges in key states and made unsubstantiated allegations of widespread electoral fraud, but his efforts have so far been unsuccessful. Pro-democracy protesters in Thailand rallied again, promoting a diversity of causes and taking an opportunity to display their rejection of the country's power structure directly to the monarch. Some 20 groups called the rally at Bangkok's Democracy Monument under the name Mob Fest as the latest in a series of protests calling for significant reforms in government. Some 20 groups called the rally at Bangkok's Democracy Monument under the name Mob Fest as the latest in a series of protests calling for significant reforms in government. The core demands of the main student-led protest movement are that Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha step down, the constitution be amended to make it more democratic, and the monarchy be reformed to be made more accountable. The demand over the monarchy is the most controversial because the royal institution is traditionally regarded as the heart and soul of the nation and to be treated with the utmost respect. It is protected by a law that makes defaming the monarch punishable by up to 15 years in prison. The army, a major influence in Thai politics, has declared defense of the monarchy to be one of its main duties, and many ordinary citizens also regards it with devotion. The protest movement, however, has prioritized the issue of reforming the monarchy because it believes that the institutions hold too much power and that change is the key to establishing true democracy. So they are undertaking their unprecedented challenge even at the risk of violent blowback from hardcore royalists. Forces in Ethiopia, northern Tigray region, have fired rockets at airports in a neighboring state as their conflict with the government grows. The Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF), which controls Tigray, said it had targeted the two sides in Amhara state and warned of further strikes. Tension between Ethiopia's government and the TPLF has escalated into military clashes in the past month. Hundreds have died, with reports of a civilian massacre emerging this week. Human rights group Amnesty International said it had confirmed that scores and likely hundreds of people were stabbed or hacked to death in the town of Maikadra on 9th November. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has accused forces loyal to Tigray's leaders of carrying out the mass killings, while the TPLF has denied involvement. Mr. Abiy ordered a military operation against the TPLF earlier this month after he accused them of attacking a military camp hosting federal troops, claims the TPLF deny. There have since been a number of clashes and airstrikes in the region. Egyptian antiquities officials announced the discovery of at least 100 ancient coffins, some with mummies inside, and around 40 gilded statues in the vast pharaonic necropolis south of Cairo. Colorful sealed sarcophagi and statues that were buried more than 2,500 years ago were displayed in a makeshift exhibit at the feet of the famed step pyramid of Djoser at Saqqara. Archaeologists opened a coffin with a well-preserved mummy wrapped in cloth inside. They also carried out X-raying visualizing the structures of the ancient mummy, showing how the body had been preserved. The discovered items date back to Ptolemaic dynasty that ruled Egypt for some 300 years, from around 320 BC to about 30 BC, and the late period of 664 to 332 BC. Tourism and Antiquities ministers said they would move the artifacts to at least 3 Cairo museums, including the Grand Egyptian Museum that Egypt is building near the famed Giza Pyramid.